November 14th, 2024. Journey. Another day and another opportunity to make this life what I choose it to be. I got lost for a long time in what I saw before me, as if that needed to be the story of me. I was how people treated me or looked at me. I was who you told me I was. I was how much money I had or the clothes I wore or how my kids acted. I was anything outside of me that wasn't actually me. Living outside myself allowed these parts that we all carry to rule my life. I was unstable in my mind and in my ways, subject to however you wanted to treat me. I have always had an inner focus. When I was quite young, around 12, I was told for the first time that my brain had a chemical imbalance, and I would never be okay without medication. I laugh. I rejected it then. That is where my journey began. Although I had already internalized so much, there was a conscious brain still at work saying, no, that doesn't sound right. I can heal, and heal I have. Unfortunately, I was young and my first healing of choice was alcohol. And of course, things got worse before they got better. Then in my 20s, I had a loving aunt that led me to yoga. She paid for my journey and I began to heal in many ways, but not enough to change my life. My unconscious thoughts still ruled my decisions, and these parts inside me still had full control. I continued to drink and choose harmful relationships in my life. In 2008, I got sober, and my life got better for a while. I stayed sober, but my decision making didn't seem to improve. My awareness did, but I still had these parts ruling my life and these deep inner core beliefs that led me toward destruction rather than thriving. Then in 2016, I chose Christianity as the way to my healing. It turned into rejection of religion and a deep belief in the Bible and extra biblical books. But that didn't take me far enough either. I started to use my faith to confirm my life rather than use it to leave some things behind. Instead of making new decisions, I stood firm in the ones I had made for my life. It wasn't until 2022 when I became so broken that the little of me that was left was quickly fading. When the one thing I held on to, being a mom, was becoming impossible for me to manage. When I finally looked in the mirror and didn't see any of the person I wanted to be. So I started to learn about relationships and attachment styles. I did my own study and psychoanalysis of my life and my relationships from the beginning of life up until the age of 42. I spent the past 2 years separating who I am from who the world and my circumstances told me I was. Somehow, slowly, over the past 2 years, I have started to discover I am not who I always believed myself to be. The most freeing thought is that I get to choose who I want to be. Last week, I went to the Trauma Institute in Northampton, Massachusetts for a week-long trauma EMDR therapy. I can't even tell you how incredibly amazing this experience was. I knew I was ready for it, and now that it is over, I believe truly I was. Discovering and loving on these parts in me and allowing them to take a back step, thanking them, and walking down a path away from them as I assured them that they are okay and I am too. Going into my first memories, even before birth. Yeah, I know, insane, right? But it works. And changing my thinking around these memories, separating myself from the circumstances and how I was treated, leaving me free to be who I say I am. There is so much more to say about all of this, but it has been a journey, and I'm loving the direction this path is leading me on today. Until next time, Jill.